I always enjoy it when a title comes along and surprises me. Sometimes it might be a AAA title, which captures a huge audience. Sometimes it's an attempt at a major release that goes down badly and is considered a failure. Immortals of Aveum was released in 2023 on PS5, PC, and Xbox Series S and X. It was developed by Ascendant Studios and published by EA. It received mixed reviews, earning a 69 on PS5, a 66 on PC, and a 76 on Xbox. Those who loved it said the gameplay was great, an indie game with AAA graphics, and offered a fresh change to first-person shooters. At the other end of the scale were reviews saying only get this game when it's on sale. It has weak puzzles and is a landslide of nonsensical, proper noun-stuffed lore. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more OK Gaming. This was the first major release by Ascendant Studios, which included devs who had previously worked on Dead Space and Call of Duty games. Sadly, because of the terrible sales and mixed reviews, the studio ended up laying off almost half of their staff. We begin with pickpockets Jack and Luna attempting to fish for treasures during a play. We're then shown the huge, crowded shantytown they live in, Saren. Wood construction mixed with steampunk, bright lights and dark corners, magic and misery. Luna and Jack talk about her going to the front lines after her being drafted into the Everwar. She's looking forward to this though, and sees it as a way to get out of the slums and even own land one day.
Nice. You'll make a good soldier. I hear they give better uniforms to the lightless that can summon a little magic like this.
There's a war, Jack. It's not about the uniform.
Or maybe it's better boots.
Cheese, Jack.
Wait, what?
Soldiers get to eat real cheese. Boots are just extra.
Running back to their home, we meet Babs and Fife, orphans and street thieves, who are excited to celebrate Luna's birthday. Caleb appears with a present, and the others realize he's been injured.
Oh.
Caleb!
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Move your hand. Let me see.
Luna and Jack rush out to find medicine.
You guys watch him. Get the rags and the water, and don't let him sleep. You know how to do this.
We'll be quick.
Thinking they're free and clear, the city is suddenly under attack, and explosions and fires engulf the shantytown. Jack and Luna manage to get back to their home and the children.
Come on!
When a ship fires and destroys the building.
We can make it! Shot!
Get down!
Luna grabs a gauntlet and starts trying to attack an enemy soldier. Of course, she's not strong enough and gets defeated.
Oh no.
Causing Jack to unleash a hidden inner power. He's then approached by Kirken, a Grand Magnus of the Order of Immortals, and she tells him to come with her so she can train him and control his multicolored attack he wields. Jack is apparently an unforeseen Triarch Magnus. What an awesome name. There's a time skip, and Jack has trained hard to become a Magnus, and pretty much a close confidant of the Grand Magnus.
And both of us know I'm ready.
The first thing that hooked me was the visuals. I mean, the detail you can see while running around in the beginning. The huge expanse of the city. And then later in the game, the vast areas to explore and fight in.
Grenadiers.
Every building in town had the feel that people had lived there, and the open areas didn't feel too empty, encouraging exploration and finding hidden chests. The voice acting is very well done, with Gina Torres.
Your sigils will help you focus your magic. Make it accurate. Keep it level. Prevent it from killing you. Your sigils mark you as a battle mage of Lucium and the Light's army.
A Magnus.
Yes. Now, get ready to fight, Magnus.
Fight what, sir?
Battlefields have memories, Jack. I'll wake them for you.
And Darren Barnett, who's a film and TV actor, and recently starred in the 2023 Gran Turismo movie.
Look, I know I keep saying I get it, but I don't. Not really. You're the first person I've met that actually wants to fight in the Everwar.
No one escapes the draft, Jack.
They do all the time. You're not even going to try.
Besides, I don't want to fight in the Everwar. I want to fight for Lucium.
Exactly the same thing?
Just shut up and shoot.
The combat is different enough that it'll make you curious how it works. We have a gauntlet, one for each color of magic. Red, blue, and green. And depending on the type of gauntlet we wear, the fire rate and damage will change. And there are some other abilities we can use alongside them. Red magic is like a heavy attack. It uses fire and explosions. Blue is normal attacks. And green is a sort of healing magic that can be used defensively. We also have a chain which can grab enemies from afar and drag them towards us, making hitting them in the face a whole lot easier. Then we have the limpet, which sticks to enemies and slows them down, enabling us to get some shots in. We can heal ourselves with crystals, upgrade our gear, accessorize, and there's even a skill tree to work through to match your playstyle. Experience points count towards levels called ascensions, which are talent points. They can be gained by engaging in combat, or simply exploring the world. The story is pretty standard and a little predictable, so I wasn't expecting to be blown away by anything there. The cutscenes were so cinematic, and the motion captures on the faces were well done, not crossing the line into creepy territory. After a while though, I didn't want to sit through another cutscene, or at least another long one, and I just wanted to get on with playing the game. Outside of the cutscenes, you can pretty much decide how quickly you move forward in the story, and whether you just want to run around finding treasures or fighting enemies. There is a block when you have to progress in the story to gain new abilities or powers, or unlock new areas to explore. At points you have to talk to other characters, and I found that sometimes it took ages just to have one conversation. It could have been attached to my cutscene burnout, but I didn't really understand why we had to sit through long cinematics and then still have to get important information through dialogue. There are portals which we come across where we have to do a little jumping around in order to gain new abilities, which kind of gives the process a feeling that you worked for it, rather than gained it out of nowhere. Because of the different gauntlets and rings you can find and upgrade, you're always working towards something, be it coins or XP. This keeps things moving forwards, even if you decide to take the story slower. And the amount of mini activities there are in the world will make you want to go exploring. I found this to be a game where you have to pay attention while you play, but also a game you can wander around aimlessly. The puzzles aren't super difficult, but some do need a little brain power to figure out. The combat gets a little dicey when you have to fight bosses, but it's not tear your hair out hard. On the flip side, you can just wander through the world and find all the hidden chests, explore every cave and cliff you come across, and just do as much as you can before you need to progress the story and get more abilities. I would find myself turning on the game and just wanting to see where the story took me. And other times I would get carried away trying to get my timing just right to open a time chest, or running around a village making sure I got all the breakable items. Combat can be complex, using all the colours of magic, the chain and the limpet, or you can just focus on one type of magic and just blowing enemies away. There are some enemies that get more damage from certain colours, and it's pretty easy to work out and use to your advantage. This isn't a relaxing game, but it's not too heavy either. The cinematics make it feel like you're watching a movie, and the seamless transition between cutscenes and gameplay is cleverly done.
One hell of a next wave.
Sandrak's overextending himself.
Intelligence briefing say that? Or are we just hoping that's the case?
We're just hoping.
Today's the day they turn tail, sir.
Switch on and get to the forward bastion.
Yes, sir.
Jack, you help us win this. I'll know you're ready.
Gotta get to the forward bastion.
I didn't find myself getting super connected or attached to the characters, and the whole war aspect was just a background thing to me. So I don't know if the writers made things a little too generic, or if I just wasn't paying enough attention for it to move me. Once you get all the abilities and you can run around the areas freely, it just becomes a collectathon, and you can just 100% the different areas at your own leisure. I can't comment on the endgame as I'm not there yet, but so far I haven't felt like throwing my controller through the TV, which is always a good sign. It's sad that Immortals of Aveum didn't do well with sales, as I found it to be a good game. Okay, my tastes may vary from others, but if a game looks like this, and makes me just want to stand still and look around, I'll always give it a go. The story was probably the weakest point, as it was a little too generic for me, and the beginning part was quite predictable. The cutscenes were amazing to look at, but after sitting around watching people talk for 5 minutes straight, it did feel like a chore after a while. The combat was fun and you could mix it up however you wanted, but my biggest complaint was how small the reticle is. It meant you had to be very precise with your aim, and there wasn't much room for mistakes. I can see where the negative reviews were coming from. This isn't a perfect game, but I don't think it should have been labelled as a failure. Like most games, there are places where it shines and places that need improvements. And if this game was a little more balanced with its storytelling, and the combat mechanics would tweak just a smidge, I think more people would have nicer things to say about this title. And lastly, as a little bonus, check out the friggin' awesome title sequence they made. This was fun. Let's do it again sometime. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like down below.